a thought will come into my mind, and sometimes I automatically go to, I don't know how to do that. I don't have the tools for that. I'm not enough for that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So mentally this year, I want to make it a point to take every thought captive and to really, if I don't know what God says about it, I want to research it in the Bible and see what he says about it so that I can be 100% the woman he's called me to be.
Without Fear of Her Future podcast is for women who are passionately pursuing financial freedom using multiple streams of income and real estate to accomplish their goals. We are here to empower you to be brave, dream big, and design a life that you love. I'm your co-host, Teresa Todd, founder of the Women's Real Estate Investors Network and author of the book Without Fear of Her Future.
And I'm Melissa Baker, real estate investor and fitness coach specializing in turning properties from drab to fab. I'm here to help motivate and inspire you to build your dream life because, girl, you deserve it. Welcome to a special episode of Without Fear of Her Future as we step into the promising realm of 2024. With renewed energy and aspirations, I'm thrilled to share this moment with you as we embark on a journey of self-discovery and intentional living. The new year offers us a canvas to design a life we truly love, setting the stage for transformation in various dimensions. Today, we delve into the art of envisioning our goals, shaping attitudes, and fostering a mindset that propels us towards success. So let's embrace the possibilities, dream big, and together let's learn how to create a life that we're excited to live. Here's to the adventure of designing our 2024, a year where all of our dreams may truly come true. Oh my goodness. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes.
Welcome to 2024. Teresa, we are now a few weeks into the new year, and I'm prayerful that everyone is doing well. The year has gotten off to a great start. Teresa, how's it been for you?
Well, it has started off with a bang. It's been amazing. I mean, we are just a few weeks in, like you said, and it feels good. I have so much hope. As a matter of fact, my slogan for this year is expect more in 2024.
I love that. I love that. And we are going to, for sure. For sure.
Absolutely. Well, possibilities for 2024. There's anything is possible. We have a full year in front of us, and anything is possible.
Yes, this is a great time to kind of take inventory, let go of things that you didn't like, that didn't work for you, and welcome in some new things, or maybe try some new things.
Absolutely.
You know? Teresa, I know you pretty well, and I know that you love new beginnings. You love a new year, a new month. You love the new weeks. Mondays, every new day, new challenges, new seasons. We talk about this quite a bit. So talk to our listeners about this newness and why the passion, how can our listeners make the most of this new beginning?
Oh, you're so right. I do love the beginning of the year is one of my favorite seasons because it's like a do-over. We get our mindset, but I even love like a new month. Every new month, I have that same feeling. Especially a new season. My birthday is March the 20th, and that is the first day of spring. And so that one is always like special. I'm like, it's a new season. And then even a Monday, it's a new week. So I'm always looking for excuses maybe to let go of the past and to let go of what didn't go right and let go of those disappointments and a chance to start all over. But especially with a new year. And I believe that we should start every year believing that it's going to be the best year that we've ever had. Yes. Why would you go into any year expecting anything less?
Right.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Just believing, expecting, you get what you're looking for.
True. Yes.
And if you're looking for miracles, if you're looking for the blessings, if you're looking for favor, if you're looking for deals, if you're looking for, investment opportunities, what you're looking for, you will find.
Yeah.
And so if we go into this year expecting, oh my gosh, how many times have we heard that life has sucked since 2020? Okay, let's let go of 2020.
It's time we move past the pandemic.
That we moved past it. And especially with our attitudes and our expectations. I believe that with my whole heart.
Some examples, impactful decisions that you made in previous years that really made a difference in your life.
Well, the first one that comes to my mind is in 2011 is the year that I committed to to start working out. Prior to that, girl, I never worked out in my life. I never thought anything about my health. I just was living life, being a mama. But it was, I had some, it kept just, I was getting older. And I remember working, I was in the medical field and I worked with the elderly. And I remember noticing that when I would call one of my patients to the exam room, that I always knew, I would look at their chart before I called them, so I knew what to expect, about whatever they were coming in for. And I would see that, this patient is maybe 60 years old. And I would go back, call, Mrs. Jones, and she would just hop out of that chair and come on back. And, she was full of life. And then my next patient would be another 60-year-old, and I would expect the same thing. Although I might call Miss Smith back, and she can barely get out of the chair, and she's she's hurting and she's having a hard time getting back to the chair, and I was so aware of that, and I was like, what is the difference between these two people? And it was so often just how much we take care of ourselves, and so I was to that point. I was in my 40s, and I remember thinking, I have to start taking care of myself. And so that was the year that I committed to getting healthy and working out. And I'm telling you what, I'd never done it in my life. I laugh about this. I did not know the difference between a squat and a lunge. I truly did not. I didn't know any of the terminology. I didn't know what to do with any of those weights or any of that equipment. But I just made up my mind. That was my New Year's resolution. And it literally changed my life. Here I am today, all because of that New Year's resolution. Because I will tell you, I have made many New Year's resolutions over the years that I had forgotten about by February. But I remember the ones that I kept. So, there's a lot of gurus out there that will say, don't have a New Year's resolution. I think 90% of people never keep them. But what is the alternative? Is to not even have a goal?
Right.
And I think that's craziness. Yeah. So that is one. And then I just have to share another one that you are so aware of. In January of 2017, I was teaching a Bible study on the book of Joshua. And it was, as I was teaching this in January, it came alive to me. Especially because it's about Joshua taking the children of Israel into the promised land.
Right.
And the scripture that really spoke to my heart was Joshua 1:9, where God was telling Joshua, have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And I remember it might as well have said, Teresa, have I commanded you to be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And I made this promise to myself, to God, that for the rest of my life, I was going to be brave. That whenever I had a decision to make, I didn't know what to do, my thought process would be, what is the bravest thing that I could do in this situation? And that's what I was going to do. And then that was in January. In March of that year, and I was doing these silly little brave things that I thought that's what, but like making some hard phone calls and all of those kinds of things, the things that you don't want to do because you're scared. And I thought that God was so proud of that. But it was in March when Kelton, my youngest son, who all three of my boys were very successful real estate investors, and they had already for 3 years had been trying to talk me into leaving my job, 25-year career, come to Dallas, and we'll teach you how to be an investor. And I always said, I'll think about it. But this time, when Kelton called me, it was 9 o'clock at night, and he said, Mom, it's time. I really want you to do this. And when we hung up from the phone, I remember sitting on the side of my bed and thinking, Lord, is this what you meant when you said, have I not commanded you to be brave, to be? And because of that commitment, I left everything behind. I left a 25-year career, my home, my church, my friends, and became a real estate investor. And so, yes, I believe in setting some goals and some New Year's resolutions, because you never know how your life will change because you make one decision.
Right.
What about
Yes.
you? What about you? Have you
So,
made some resolutions that changed your life?
I have. I remember when my kids were really young. I went through a divorce when they were both really, really small, and I had been a stay-at-home mom up to that point, and I didn't know. Being a divorced single mom, obviously I was going to have to work. I needed to do something. And I had been going to the gym. I have always liked fitness and working out. And I remember I was going to the gym and I was really praying for some guidance. Lord, what's next? Like, this it's not a path or a journey I ever thought I would be on, right? So what do I do now? Because I've got these two little humans that I'm responsible for. And at the gym, over about a 2-week period, there were 3 or 4 different encounters that I had with women who said, "Are you a trainer? Do you train? Are you?" And no, I mean, I was working out personally and that's it. But it was one of those things that I kind of paused and I said, "Okay, Lord, are you trying to tell me something here? What are you trying to tell me?" And I literally, my prayer, and this is really funny, my prayer was, "Lord, if this is you, and if this is something that I need to do, I need you to hit me over the head with a 2x4. I need it to be so obvious." And before I knew it, I was enrolled at the Cooper Institute to become a personal trainer. My mama was flying in to take care of my babies for a week while I was in the course and becoming a personal trainer. I had talked to the owner of this gym. It was a women's only facility. And I said, "If I get certified, do you have a place for me?" And she said, "I absolutely do." So not only was I getting trained to become a trainer and getting certified, but I had a job.
You already had a job.
I did.
Wow.
And so that was my journey to personal training. So that was kind of it happened in a year. Like, I remember the training I went in April. The Lord started speaking to me about it in the early of that year. And so I became a personal trainer, and that changed the complete trajectory of my life, becoming a personal trainer. And kind of the same thing with the real estate investing.
Yeah.
I was a personal trainer for 15 years, and then all of a sudden I stumble upon an ad for a master class in real estate, and the Lord definitely tugged at my heart there. And I took a December master class, and in January I was signed up as a real estate investor and had closed on my first property, was in the process of flipping it, and oh my goodness, Lord.
I know it. That's amazing.
So it is. And then the other one that is really significant is along the health lines with you, and that was last November. I went through a back surgery, and that's the first time that I've really been, is incapacitated the word, I think, where I couldn't work out for a long period of time. I didn't feel good. I had gained a lot of weight. I had lost a lot of muscle, and the surgery was in November. So in January, I had started some physical therapy, and that my resolution was, I'm going to get back to the strong, healthy body that I know that I have. And I committed to that. And over the year of 2023, I lost 40 pounds, which I know, 40 pounds, and started putting on some muscle. And I'm still on that journey. I'm not where I used to be by any means. I lost so much muscle during that time period, but I feel good again. I feel like myself again. And I think that there's so much more that the Lord wants to do in the health realm right there. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I hope that is inspiring our listeners to pay attention. What is God saying? It's a new year. Take advantage of it. Jump out and do some things that you would have never dreamed of, because you have no idea where those things will take you.
Yeah. So let's talk about other New Year's resolutions or goals that you've set, maybe that didn't. Do you have some that didn't? Because we both know that not everything happens, right?
I can't tell you how many resolutions that I have made over the years that I didn't keep. You don't even remember them, and that's going to happen. But even if you make 3 resolutions and you only keep one, if you only keep one every few years, that's still a victory.
Right.
Still such a victory.
Right.
Let's talk about some areas in our life. I believe, and so this is something I think that both you and I do. Every year we set some resolutions in 5 different areas of our life.
Yes.
And so mentally, I want to grow mentally every single year. So how are some ways that you decide in this year, I'm going to grow myself my mindset. I'm going to grow mentally. What are some things?
You know, the Lord tells us to take every thought captive in the Bible. And I don't think that I have always been a good steward of that. And so for mentally this year, a thought will come into my mind. And sometimes I automatically go to, I don't know how to do that. I don't have the tools for that. I'm not enough for that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So mentally this year, I want to make it a point to take every thought captive and to really, if I don't know what God says about it, I want to research it in the Bible and see what he says about it so that I can be 100% the woman he's called me to be.
Absolutely.
In every area. But that's my mental thing.
I love it. I love it. Okay. What about spiritually?
So that's a lot of the spiritual is that one. Spiritually, I think just keeping with my quiet time. So like I said, that was kind of something that I set in 2023 that I carried through the year. So my goal for this year spiritually is to continue to maintain that quiet time in the morning. But also, the Lord gave me the word miracles for the year. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's that I'm supposed to be watching out for miracles or if I'm supposed to be praying for miracles. But you know what? It doesn't hurt to pray, right?
That's right.
So
and expecting.
Yeah. So spiritually, I want to be praying and expecting miracles this year.
I love that. So yeah.
What about you? I know you've got some.
Well, I will go to the next one because we have mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially. So what are we going to do to grow emotionally? Whoa.
Oh.
You know, we need emotional intelligence. We see a lot of lack of that,
Right.
right now is people just will say whatever that comes out of their mouth because there's no emotional intelligence. And we've all been through some things that we need to grow emotionally. We need to be whole. And so what does that look like? Maybe it looks like going to therapy. Or when I find that I am lacking in something emotionally, if I'm dealing with bitterness or unforgiveness or whatever, I'm going to start praying about it immediately, but also reading about it, talking to people about it so that I can overcome. And then really quickly, physically, well, we just started a challenge. And I am so stoked about this challenge because we already both are into health and fitness. But for me, it's about what I put into my body and continuing to work out and lifting those weights and getting stronger.
Yes.
But also about, really getting a hold of my sweets and the amount of carbs that I put into my body. And then that last one would be financially. What about you?
So financially, I do have some business goals that I have set. And one of them is involving my current home, obviously adding value to my current home by redoing it. That may or may not be a house hack that we sell at some point.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. But so completing renovations there. And then financially, I want to add to my portfolio, my rental portfolio for that passive income to be coming in through some rentals. So that's kind of on my financial
I love it.
do.
I
So
love
what
it.
about
So I
your
just want to
financially?
encourage our listeners that find something in each one of these areas. I'm going to say them
Yeah.
again: mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and financially. Set some goals in each one of those areas, and then just really hold yourself accountable.
Yes.
Dig into those things, and just even if you only end up keeping one or two of them,
Right.
wow! Look at where you'll be at the end of that year.
And if a huge goal that for the year is too much, you know what? Break it down. Make a goal for January. Set a goal for this week. What are you going to do this week or this
Yeah,
month?
love
Take it
that.
month by month, week by week, if you need to, just to make it more doable, right? 'Cause to be
Absolutely.
successful, all those little steps are going to add up to big changes.
Yes.
And big goals, big dreams.
That's right. That's what we always say around here. Dream
Yes.
big. Dream big.
Yes.
So, Liz, what we want to do is just reinforce the idea that expect more in 2024. Go
Yes.
into this dreaming so big, letting go of those disappointments, writing down those goals, and then going for it. Nothing is impossible to those who believe.
That's
So
right.
get out there and chase your dreams, girl.
Yes.
And we can help you with that.
Yes,
If
we
you're
can.
ready to take charge of your financial future, join our masterclass. Imagine waking up each morning confident in your family's financial security. Taking everyday women just like you and turning them into real estate gurus. So dare to dream bigger and seize control of your future. Click the link in the episode description to register for the next masterclass and embark on a transformative journey today.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us today. On behalf of the Women's Real Estate Investors Network and Teresa Todd, I'm Melissa Baker, encouraging you to be brave, dream big, and make 2024 amazing.